So, Marianne Williamson got caught accidentally telling some truths while her mic was hot in a recent interview. So, in a recent interview, Marianne Williamson was sitting after having a conversation about her campaign, and she was talking very candidly about how she's been treated by left-wing media in the Democratic Party versus how she's been treated by quote-unquote right-wing media like Fox News. Except for she forgot her mic was hot, but nonetheless, she still told some pretty damn harsh truths that we all need to hear. Take a listen.
Does it say that Fox News is nicer to me than the lefties are?
I'm sorry?
What does it say? That the conservatives are nicer to me?
It's a bizarre world, man.
It's such a bizarre world. You know, I'm such a lefty. I mean, I'm a serious lefty. But I understand why people on the right call them godless. I mean, it's like, I didn't think the left was as mean as the right. They are.
Well, I'm just right.
Question for everybody here. Where was the lie at? Did she lie? Where was her lie? And you know what's interesting? Inevitably, someone from the authoritarian left will attack her for saying this. It's interesting to me that neoliberal establishment that attacked Bernie for going on Fox News, the neoliberal establishment that attacks Tulsi for going on Tucker Carlson, the same neoliberal establishment who is apparently, chastising Marianne Williamson every single chance they get, they do like to pretend that the pettiness, the vitriol is unique to the right. And I'm telling you, as someone who is part of the progressive left, that is not unique to the right at all. It's more obvious with the right. It's more direct with the right. And they are better, and the right tends to be a little bit better at playing victim. They're a little bit more opportunistic when it comes to playing victim. But the people who suffer from this manufactured war between the Democrats and Republicans are us, the independents, the outsiders, the progressives, whatever you want to call it, the populists, if you will. Because and it's not just in media, by the way, and I'll talk about that in a second, but the reason why it hurts us is because they're going out of their way to do that and behave like that because they don't want us talking to the other side. If you talk to the other side, you start building bridges. You start building bridges, you start building understanding. You start building understanding that he may come to the understanding that, hold on, you're not my enemy. You're not my adversary. They are. Yeah. And once again, I don't find it coincidental that the quote-unquote outsider candidates do have the most crossover appeal with conservatives. Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie Sanders, and Andrew Yang. Yang's message after the debate, it's not right, it's not left, it's forward. It's true. And that message unites people. Tulsi on the Rubin Report, which, by the way, people are saying that she said that identity politics was the most important, debate or problem. And she didn't say that. She said it is dangerous, though. And she's absolutely right. Because identity politics and the plight of the marginalized people around this country and around the world have been weaponized against the progressives who are fighting for these marginalized people. What Marianne Williamson said in a moment of vulnerability where she didn't think anybody was listening speaks volumes to just how bad and corrupt this system has become. The media has become. They've stopped trying to pretend like they're unbiased. The moment you speak out against them in any way, form, or fashion, the moment you challenge them in any legitimate way, you will be attacked, you will be dragged, and you will be smeared. Whether it's Andrew Yang being called John Yang, which is weird, or even having his name kept off of the graphics for the top polling candidates, or Bernie Sanders being told to step down so that because Elizabeth Warren's the same. No, and if he doesn't step down, he's called sexist. They talk about his ego. They say, well, you're just doing a disservice to the Democratic Party. Whether it's Tulsi being willing to meet with whoever she has to in the pursuit of peace and cooperation, or Marianne Williamson saying that Trump is a symptom of the problem, and talking about the fact that or talking about sick care versus comprehensive care and preventative care, talking about holistic care. If all of them in their own unique ways are speaking against the establishment, whether or not you agree with any of them 100%, it's irrelevant. None of them are taking corporate money. And so the moment that they say anything that could, mess with the corporation's bottom line, whether it be big pharma, whether it be the military industrial complex, whether it be the prison industrial complex, the moment you mess with their bottom line, they're not confident that they can persuade you to join their side. And why should they? Because you're not taking their money. You owe nothing to them if you're a candidate. So I am extremely grateful for that moment from Marianne Williamson. The authenticity that she spoke with, and just how poignant she was with something I think that we all kind of knew, but hearing it from a presidential candidate, one who is the sweetest. I mean, she's the sweetest and nicest out of all the damn candidates. I've never in my life, in this entire primary, met a mean Marianne Williamson supporter. Not one single time. They are the sweetest. They are the nicest. They show solidarity with every candidate. They are never. I mean, Marianne Williamson spoke up in favor of Tulsi Gabbard. She spoke up in favor of Mike Gravel, even helped him fundraise to reach that donation threshold. Constantly preaches about love, cooperation, and support, and uplifting each other. And they treat her like garbage because the only language that they know is hate. So we're with you, Marianne Williamson, more than you may think. And thank you for that moment. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like that segment of Mi Casa Su Casa. Also, you can help us upgrade the studio and take this show on the road to cover the on-the-ground politics that you love by clicking on that GoFundMe link in the description and donating literally anything. Anything helps. Also, you can follow us on Rockfin, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And hey, more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace.